Okay, this is Daniel Holloran back with the Met Ministries, continuing the message on further confirmations of this coming earthquake and tsunami to San Francisco and some other things that the Lord has let me touch upon. I mentioned how He had me go to Psalm 83 and Psalm 124. I believe when Israel goes after Iran, it's going to surprise everyone. Okay? And I don't know when that is, but ironically, I feel it's like this judgment on San Francisco. I don't believe it's far off. It might even be next year, but the time just flies, okay? Now, God showed me, I was pulling out one day, I was going to work, and there were three vehicles in front of me. A Corvette, a Beamer, a BMW, and they were both black. Black typically means judgment. And then there was a Porsche, I think 911. It flew on the highway. It got on an entrance ramp and flew. Now the other day, I'm somewhere and the Lord had me hear BK several times. Well, of course, BK means Barnes & Noble in England. Just kidding. Okay, but it means Burger King, and I questioned the Lord. I said, well, Lord, why would you send me there? It's not the healthiest fare. Well, they do have salads there. But basically, His purpose of sending me there was to pick up this. I don't know if you can see this. Try that. Look for the lens. Okay. It says Fast and Furious. I don't know if you can quite make that out. And this judgment to San Francisco is going to come in a fast and furious way. Now, I live in the environs of Omaha, Nebraska, and people could check this out. Well, partially. I was going down 84th Street, and I'm going down 84th Street, and there's a sign that says Bart's, B-A-R-T-S. It's a business. But of course, BART is also the name for the subway in San Francisco, Bay Area Rapid Transit. And the Lord had me look right down at my odometer, and it came to 1906. And of course, we know what happened in 1906 was the first great San Francisco earthquake and fire. Let's see. This was fascinating. The other day I was on the phone. I answered the phone, and what did I hear? Was a singular trolley bell. Ding. You know how sounds are. You just know them. It was a trolley bell. And what do trolley bells have to do with this? Well, go back to the old Rice-A-Roni commercials. The trolley cars that go up and down the hills of San Francisco, okay? Then the Lord showed me later on. He said, well, Dan, what was the name of that book? And what was the name of that tract? What was the name of the book you saw in the library? And the name of the tract was Last Call. Now, before I was saved, I did what many people did, was I went to bars. And if you go to a bar on either coast, many bars have a ocean theme or a sea theme, okay? And some bars will ring a bell at last call, okay? Lord said today, this is the 29th of October. He says, go to Trader Joe's in Omaha. I go there, and I knew what this was, but the Lord said, ask anyway. If you go to the cashier, and the majority of Trader Joe's are in California, okay? So as I'm going up to the cashier, two of the cashiers are ringing the bell. They ring the bell. And so there was a man there who works there, and I said, well, what's this for? And I knew what it was, but like when I was at the mayor's meeting, the Lord said, simply ask. And I said, why are they ringing the bell? He says, well, they need assistance. And when this happens, San Francisco will be ringing that bell incessantly. Okay? I came out of a hospital a few days ago, and I passed a wall that was waist high. Okay? And, I am not a detailed-minded person. I am a big picture person. But I do love detail. I love little things. And so, what do I see on the top of the wall, waist high? I see an orange goldfish that Pepperidge Farm puts out, which is from Connecticut, where I'm from. On the left and on the right, I see a goldfish. Okay? Right away, the Lord spoke to me, when the tsunami hits, the fish are going to move inland. They're going to crest the seawalls. Okay? And of course, when I fell, the Lord allowed me to stumble on the seawall, I bled my left knee, which pertains to the left side of America. Okay? But gold is glory. Okay? And people have seen revival coming out of this judgment. And also clouds speak to glory. Okay? The next morning, I'm going to work. Now, Omaha's not a big city, really. And, well, it's 500,000. But in my transit to work, I just go down a 2-lane highway. As soon as I pull out, a Pepperidge Farm truck goes by with a gigantic goldfish on it, followed by many others. That was a confirmation. Now, some people laugh at these things because they're in the natural. But God uses the natural to teach or to display or show the supernatural. Jesus cursed a fig tree. Okay? You look at your prophets in the Old Testament, so on and so forth. Okay? I was in this hospital. God had me saunter over, and there was a National Geographic there. And the title of the National Geographic was Rising Seas, Changing Coastlines. Well, that's what happens when tsunamis hit. That's even what happens when great hurricanes hit, like in Sandy in New Jersey. Okay? And these things are going to happen more often. I was in, and I recommend this man. I'm going to endorse his ministry. The great man of God, C.S. Up the Grove. That's actually his last name. I was not acquainted with him. He was the right-hand man of A.A. Allen. He ministered, of course, with A.A. Allen, William Branham, Oral Roberts, Jack Coe. The great tent revivals in those times are coming back to America. His birthday is the 3rd of November. He will have been in ministry 70 years. Do you know that 70 is a generation in the Bible? This man has given everything he has for God. So anyway, he was in Omaha. He was ministering with his daughter. His daughter's an apostle, a prophetess, Brenda. And I believe it was she who mentioned Holy Terror. And a hallelujah came out of me, because that was the second book that God showed me. This is definitely coming. Okay? And I believe that is all I have right now. Once again, this has been Daniel Holleran with Amet Ministries. These are further signs to confirm the certain earthquake. Oh, I have one more. Lord, just quicken me. A certain earthquake and tsunami that is coming to San Francisco. Today, Lord had me notice, I think it was 3 chairs, okay? And they were sort of in a haphazard arrangement. That's an excellent word. And the back of the chairs, the slatting, was like waves, okay? And they were deck chairs. They looked exactly like deck chairs on the Titanic, okay? And the Titanic was judged by ice, which is really water, okay? So anyway, this has been Daniel Holleran with Amet Ministries. And as I say, these are certain confirmations and more signs that God has shown me that this judgment is coming to San Francisco. But there is hope for America. Remember that cloud. He set his witness in the sky, a cloud of fire and a pillar of fire and a pillar of cloud. Okay? God, I don't believe God is done with America. Okay? But as I say, if you live in that area, get saved and or get back with God. And be in prayer about what he wants you to do. God bless you. Have a wonderful